Hello, and welcome to another video. Today we are going to talk about the comic book that I just finished reading, Buried Long Ago from Mad Cave Studios. And this is one of those comics that doesn't end when you close the book. It kind of stays with you. This isn't a story you rush through. It's a story you sit with afterward. And the more distance you get from it, the heavier it feels. On that surface, Buried Long Ago is a historical horror. But emotionally, this is a story about children who slowly realize that the world they live in is not safe. And it's not because of monsters, it is because of adults. And that's important because this comic is inspired by a real person, Belle Gunness, one of the most infamous serial killers in American history. Belle Gunness ran a farm in Indiana in the early 90s. She placed personal ads on the newspaper, and men came looking for love or opportunity. And many of them never left. Bodies were found buried on her land. And when her farmhouse burned down, the body believed to be hers didn't quite match, which means she may have escaped. Or she may not have. And that uncertainty is exactly where this comic lives. Buried Long Ago is not interested in recreating events beat for beat. Instead, it asks a more unsettling question. What did it feel like to live in that house? By telling the story through the eyes of the children, the comic does something very smart. The horror isn't explained. It's sensed. Something is wrong, something is buried, and the kids don't have the language for it yet. They just know they don't feel safe. That's why this doesn't feel like a true crime. It feels like a dark fairy tale, one where the rules are unclear and the adults can't be trusted. The art plays a huge role here. Nothing is flashy, nothing is exaggerated. Faces disappear into shadows. Rooms feel too quiet. The farm feels isolated in a way that's emotionally suffocating. This is horror built on atmosphere, not shock. And that restraint makes everything more disturbing. There are a lot of subtle choices that reward careful reading. Fire isn't just fire, it's destructions. But also erasure. The monster, where you read it literally or symbolically, can easily represent guilt, buried truth, or inherited trauma. And even the title, Buried Long Ago, feels like a warning. Not just about the past, but about what happens when we refuse to look at it. After sitting with this comic, what struck me the most is how quiet its horror is. There's no celebration of violence, no spectacle, just the slow realization that some of the most evil in history looked completely ordinary while it was happening. If you're looking for a fast-paced horror or constant action, this might feel slow. But if you like horror that lingers, that respects the reader, and that trusts atmosphere over excess, this is absolutely worth your time. Buried Long Ago isn't scary because it's supernatural. It's scary because it reminds us that some real stories are already horrific enough. And sometimes the scariest things are the ones people try to bury. Buried Long Ago markets itself as a historical horror dark fantasy loosely based on true events, especially the gruesome crimes in the early 20th century by the serial killer Belle Gunness, who butchered and buried lovers on her Indiana farm. But unlike a straight biographical retelling, this comic turns the lens inwards, presenting the horror through the eyes of Gunner's 3 young children, who slowly realize there is something far worse than morally corrupted mother on the farm. It's a mashup of Penn's Lambert-style fairy tale dread with raw historical crime, juxtaposing innocence and pure monstrosity. Buried Long Ago was a miniseries published by Mad Cave Studios, and it was written by Anthony Cleveland and has a fantastic art from Alex Cormack. I hope you liked my review of Buried Long Ago, and I do appreciate if you give a like and subscribe to the channels for more videos like this. I'll see you guys on the next one. Happy reading and support indie comics always.